Hey guys, Sean Bardo here again, Sea Gear Marine Supply. Today we're going to splice some 12 strand rope. So a couple things before we get started. We're going to use what's called a Selma fid. So we have these fancy fids, they come in a kit. These are meant for splicing a hollow type rope, single braid as they call it. The rope lays in here and this gives you a nice tool to push the rope through the center. So a little bit about the rope. This is Acera. This is from Norway. You might know this rope as Amsteel or Spectra or Dyneema. It's got a bunch of different names. Also, there's a bunch of different ways to splice it. We're going to do a quick and easy splice on this today. There's a couple names for it. I call it a lock tuck because you tuck it and you lock it in with another tuck. But so first thing I did, we have our tail. Tail's critical on this. Roughly 30 times the diameter of the rope. So this is 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter. So we have roughly 15 inches of tail. I've marked it with a marker. So then we're going to make our eye. Make our eye whatever size you want. If you're going to put a thimble in it, lay the thimble inside the rope and mark both sides. Today we're just going to do a standard loop. Sometimes we would put a piece of chafe guard, some type of fabric, hose, something to keep the eye from going. So today we're just going to mark it wherever we want, because this is a remnant piece of rope and it doesn't much matter. So we're going to make that the back of our eye. So first things first, we're going to open it up. Just like Chinese finger cuffs, this rope is hollow in the side. So open it up a little bit. We want to pick 6. We want to go evenly through it. So you guess where you're at. You count your strands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I missed one. We're going to grab one more. So now we got 6 strands on this side, 6 strands on that side. We're going to take our tail, place it in the fid. We're going to pass it on through. Okay? So that's going to become our eye. Pass it through till you get to your mark. So that's our eye. Now we're going to lock it in. So we're going to take the back of that tail, right where I put that mark. We're going to open it up again. Okay? So one more time. Pick 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got lucky on that one. So there's our eye. There's that side. Now we're going to take the other end. Now if this is a long rope, it's going to take a couple minutes, but it is quicker than doing a long splice. So this is the whole other end of that rope. We're going to put it right through that rope. Now you come up from the bottom. If you come from the top, it looks funny and just doesn't seem right. So pass that through. Again, if you don't have one of these fancy fids, you can use a coat hanger. You can bend it. You can make like a little hook in it and put it in the rope and tape it on. So there's other ways around this. So you just pull this all the way through. Get there. Now the rope might twist a little bit, so just for aesthetics and smoothness, get it as good as you can. Pull it down, get it snug. So now we have our splice. Essentially it's done. So that's in there, that's that. Now we have to terminate the end. So this is a very strong rope. This rope, compared to cable this size breaks around 25,000 pounds. This rope breaks around 36,000 pounds. It's a lot more technical as far as what's into it. It's a HPME is what they call it. It's nicer than wire, but it is rope. You can cut it with a knife. So application is the must. You must figure out what you're going to use it and if this is the right thing to use. So as we talked about before in splicing, the taper. The taper distributes the load on the rope. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to mark a couple strands we're going to cut out. I'll just go straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll go up 5, 6. So that's just going to thin it out. So when we do stuff it down the center here, it's not just a lump in the rope. It goes in and tapers down smoothly. So what we're going to use now, this is what we call the bone finder. This is Victorinox. We call it a net knife. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it, but this thing will cut you to the bone before you know it. Awesome steak knives for the house. That's all we use. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut our tape off. And we're going to take those strands that we just picked. We're going to pull them out. Again, this is rope. It will cut. It's harder to cut than regular rope, but this knife makes quick work of it. Some tough stuff. Oops. You can see it's already starting to dull the knife out, and these knives are almost bulletproof when you first get them. Okay, so now we've made our taper, and we're going to grab our tape. So what I like to do, put a little tape on, and I'll go and I'll skip a little section because that's where I want the little hook to go in. And I'll grab our fid, lay it in there nice and snug. You don't need the tape, but it's kind of a pain if the rope comes off the thing. So I just lay a little bit of tape on there. We're good to go. So now, time to go down the center. So again, push the rope together. Get yourself nice and loose. You just want about the distance of what the tail is going to be. Find your closest point you can to the center. And the hard part here is just staying down the middle. You don't want to catch any outside strands. Just pass it on down as far as you can, just about to where you stop, and grab it. A little bit of finesse here. Try to keep the rope from catching on the strands that you cut. Once you get it going, it's pretty smooth. So there's that, there's that. Cut this off. I like to take all the tape off when I do it. Okay, so there's our tapered end. There's that. Give it a nice snug pull and milk the jacket down. And there we have it. We have a 12 strand lock tuck splice. Came out nice. It's going to do the job. It's not going to pull out. And now you got a nice safe way instead of tying a knot and losing 30% of your strength. Again, Seagear Marine Supply, Acera from Tim's in Norway. Super strong rope, take the place of wire, or any other thing you want to use it for. Thank you very much. Have a good day.